how do you create a manga that actually stands out? Especially when it feels like every story under the sun has been told. Here's the truth. Some of the most iconic manga, like Naruto and Demon Slayer, aren't as original as you think. They're borrowed. No, they're stolen. There's a saying, talent borrows, genius steals. Just like how Dragon Ball lit the way for Naruto, Naruto would go on to inspire manga like Demon Slayer. But here's the thing, taking inspiration isn't about copying. It's about finding what works, understanding why it works, and making it uniquely your own. We work with pro-Japanese mangakas with a combined experience of over 50 years in the industry. With their guidance, we've helped beginner mangakas with zero experience finally create their very first original one-shot manga in just a matter of weeks. In this video, we'll share 5 pro secrets on how you can draw inspiration from your favorite manga while still creating a captivating story that's uniquely yours. Make sure to watch until the very end because we're also dropping a bonus tip tackling the biggest trap aspiring mangakas fall into. And it's probably killing your story before it even begins. If you've been struggling to create your own manga for years and you want to finally put your story on paper, then we invite you to join our online one-shot manga drawing program. No more second guessing. We'll create an exact roadmap so you can learn the right skills and go through the right steps to finally create your own manga. You'll get to work with pro mangakas who will act as your mentors and editors. Ready to bring your manga to life? Book a free manga consultation call with us and let's see if we're a good fit to work together. The link is in the description. Let's get one thing clear right away. All great manga artists steal, but there's a huge difference between ripping off creative work and taking inspiration to create something of your own. Bad manga artists are copy machines, copying a masterpiece's every single detail. Great manga artists are like DJs. They remix, add their own beat, and make it unforgettable. To understand this a bit more, let's see this creative process in action. Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto has become a breakout success. Weekly Shonen Jump began serializing it in December 2018. Since then, it's sold over 30 million copies worldwide. The story follows Denji, a boy who becomes a devil hunter to pay off his father's debt. After being betrayed and murdered by his employer, he makes a deal with his devil pet to be resurrected as Chainsaw Man. People often compare Chainsaw Man to Jujutsu Kaisen, and on the surface, they do have their similarities. Both are demon hunting series where characters collect body parts from powerful entities. Both feature entities born from human fears and negative emotions. Both include characters with similar abilities like Megumi's divine dogs and Aki's fox devil. While these comparisons are true, Chainsaw Man owes more of its creative DNA to a cult classic seinen manga called Dorohedoro. They share visual parallels down to character appearances. Both manga feature wacky male-female duos. Their worlds also operate on devil contracts. And both stories hide dark secrets behind closed doors. At their core, both Dorohedoro and Chainsaw Man explore identity, power dynamics, and found family. Looking at all these similarities, people started making comparisons between all 3 of these mangas, even Fujimoto himself. In fact, when Chainsaw Man's anime adaptation was first announced, Tatsuki Fujimoto acknowledged Dorohedoro and Jujutsu Kaisen's influences on his work, joking that Chainsaw Man is basically a Dorohedoro and Jujutsu Kaisen knockoff. So despite these influences, what makes Chainsaw Man stand out on its own? Fans say it's Fujimoto's bold take on classic shonen tropes. There's no better example of this than the manga's protagonist, Denji. If you've read Chainsaw Man or watched the anime, what do you think makes Denji so relatable? He's not noble, he's not wise, he's shallow, simple, and impulsive. He's not your typical shonen hero that wants to save the world or be the best. He just wants simple things in life, like food, a warm bed, and maybe a girlfriend. And that, ironically, is what makes him super relatable to readers. His tragic background also makes audiences sympathetic and want to root for him. He's a poor orphan who grew up alone, spending his life struggling to pay off his father's massive debt. Denji's coming-of-age story in Chainsaw Man is messy and often painful, but very authentic. Now, how can you start stealing like a pro mangaka? Remember the very first title that made you go, you know what?
I want to make my own manga.
Behind every aspiring mangaka, there's someone or something that inspired them to start creating their own story. Take Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto. He openly credits Dragon Ball as a big influence. That Goku versus Vegeta rivalry, you can feel it in Naruto and Sasuke. And the tournament arc popularized by Dragon Ball, you can see that in other titles like My Hero Academia. You take what works and make it your own. Your influences are the building blocks that help you develop your own style, both in your art and storytelling. A lot of beginner mangakas just want to make something they think is cool. But if you want to create something truly memorable, then here's what you need to do. First, find inspiration outside of manga. Films, novels, paintings, music, even your own personal experiences. All of these can inspire your creative voice. Take Tatsuki Fujimoto, for example. He openly talks about Quentin Tarantino as a major influence on his storytelling. And you can totally see it in his offbeat characters and dark sense of humor. You never know, your best influences might not be manga at all. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. You might find inspiration in unexpected places. For example, shoujo manga is a genre known for its character drama and emotional storytelling. Not exactly what you'd expect to influence a supernatural battle series, right? But Yokinobu Tatsu, the mangaka behind Dandadan, credits shoujo manga as part of his inspiration. It's influenced how he writes the relationship between his protagonists, Momo and Okarun. You can take something from one genre and mix it into another. That's how you can create something fresh and different. Tip number 3, study the how, not just the what. It's easy to admire your favorite mangaka, but if you really want to grow, don't just look at what they create, pay attention to how they do it. Ask yourself, what techniques make their work so unforgettable? For example, Naoki Urasawa is a master of suspense. In Monster, he uses subtle character expressions, just a glance, a pause, to build incredible tension without a single punch thrown. Or look at Fujimoto's cinematic approach. In works like Goodbye Eri, he uses film techniques like jump cuts and cinematic framing to make his manga feel like they're moving. Even the art style tells a story. Do you prefer the detailed, semi-realistic characters of artists like Yusuke Murata and Kentaro Miura? Or do you lean towards the more stylized approach of artists like Eiichiro Oda? The goal isn't to mimic, it's to understand. Because one day, someone will flip open a page of your manga and say,
I know who drew this.
And that's when you know you've found your signature style. Take our student Courtney, for example. She has a unique look to her manga. She likes Ryoichi Ikegami and Takehiko Inoue's art styles. She tries to draw her characters more realistically like they do. She also likes Kentaro Miura's detailed work in Berserk, especially how he draws clothes and characters. She's also inspired by how Takayuki Yamaguchi draws human bodies. Courtney was able to bring all these different influences together to create a style that's uniquely hers. And that's what studying the how can unlock. Tip number 4, figure out what makes your favorite manga popular. Let's be honest here. If you want to make it as a pro mangaka, then your manga needs to have a big enough fan base to make it financially sustainable. And to do that, you have to understand why certain stories blow up. There's a reason why underdogs like Deku, Naruto, and Gon are your usual protagonists in shonen manga. They're relatable. Your average teenager doesn't have special powers. Seeing someone like them who struggles, grows, and beats the odds, that inspires hope. That inspires people to never give up and keep fighting. And that's what shonen readers are here for. Once you understand what makes these great titles successful, then it's your call. Which parts of the winning formula do you want to follow? And which parts do you want to break? Maybe you want to offer a fresh perspective on a familiar genre. Take Jujutsu Kaisen. It challenges your usual shonen storyline. It cuts out all of the filler and gets straight to the action, redefining the whole battle shonen formula. Compared to the generation before it, Jujutsu Kaisen also sets itself apart with its darker and more mature tone. And now, the final ingredient to stealing like a pro mangaka. After finding different sources of inspiration and analyzing different manga, the best mangaka do something bold. They make the story deeply personal. How? By adding themselves into it. Your memories, your hobbies, the random things that only you notice. These are the things that shape your voice, your style, your story. That's what makes your manga feel personal and original. For example, Art Crumbs, an American mangaka, got their one-shot Onami published in Viz Media. Their main character, Pon, was inspired by this statue in their hometown. Back in high school, Art Crumbs walked by it every day on their way to school, and they just loved it. Later in college, they got into manga and wanted to make their own. Combining their love for this statue and their love for oarfish, the original design for their character Pon was born. Isn't it amazing how the things we love can spark such awesome ideas? Here's a bonus pro tip. Your ideas are just the beginning. No matter how brilliant your manga idea seems in your head, until you put it down on paper, it doesn't exist to anyone else. It's just a thought, an untold story floating in your mind. Garrett, one of our students, knows that feeling all too well. For 8 years, he thought about creating his own manga. He spent years building his original story, Angel of Aries. It started with inspiration from Trigon, but grew with influences from video games he played, like Halo and StarCraft 2. As he watched more and more anime, he kept tweaking and adding and imagining, but it never came together until he started working with our team, took accountability, and finally put his ideas on paper. In his words,
It wasn't until later on that these ideas began to take on their own identity, when I forced myself to try to create a coherent story out of all the ideas I was crafting.
after multiple drafts and some back and forth with our pro mangaka mentors, Garrett's now finalizing his storyboard. You gotta get to that same turning point. The moment where you stop chasing the perfect idea and start creating the real thing. If you're serious about finally bringing your manga to life and you want guidance from real pro mangakas, then check out our online one-shot manga drawing program. Just go to learntodrawmanga.com. The link is in the description. In the meantime, you can check out this video on how you can stop overthinking and finally start creating your very own manga.